Hey, good morning. I just wanted to show you up behind me. The full moon is coming out right by the El Cortez sign, and it's super cool. I'm trying to take a picture with my phone and it just doesn't work, but oh, it's so gorgeous. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put in a time lapse I shot a couple months ago of the full moon rising through the El Cortez sign, because I think it's the moon and that sign just look really good together. So I'll show you what that looks like, but right now it's just
we were cool, we were happy, they went quiet.
Well, in an attempt to get everything back on track, I'm going for a run with my running partner and just trying to get things back to familiar and back to good. I want to get my cardiovascular fitness back to where it was 2-3 months ago. Not that I think it's bad, I haven't been running as much because she hasn't been running as much. And I know it's dumb to lay it on somebody else, but I've been doing other things. So we're gonna go for a run and see how we feel and see how we do. Good morning, it's Tuesday and we're off to the races. I had a good dog walk or two this morning. I had a good run and now I'm off to school pretty much on time. I don't know if I've grown up a bit since last year or what, but watch my face. So far, so good. So we're off to school. I'm glad yesterday is out of the way. I taught everyone how to use a ruler. Today I teach people how to drill holes. And the start of the year, just despite my best efforts, it's always just a little bit, you know, you have to start from zero. So today we will talk about the different kinds of drill bits, and then everyone in the class will get a chance to drill some holes. It's a rush. I have a slideshow ready, so we'll start talking about tables and get people thinking about what they might want to start thinking about for the end of the year. I realize it's early to start planning for the end of the year, but I want to give everyone as much thought and design time as possible. And you know, people right now are thinking about tables in a really normative, like square top, four legs kind of way. My job this year is to modify their thinking and broaden their minds. So I want to show them things that have come out of my teaching portfolio that I'm really proud of, like work my students have done that these students are capable of doing or surpassing. So I really like that aspect of it. It gives us a chance to have a class-wide discussion and look at pictures and comment. It's a chance for people to learn a little bit of constructive criticism and aesthetic criticism. So I can put an image up of a table and see who likes it, who doesn't like it, and why, and what works and what doesn't work, and what they would do differently. It's kind of fun. I don't know that 14-year-olds very often get asked, do you like this, do you not like this, why? And have to justify their answers or get an opportunity to justify their answers. I like that because I really care what they think, and student likes and dislikes do affect how I teach the class, because if I have a class full of people that like really dainty, elegant forms, then I will direct my demonstrations and my drawing demos, and I will direct things in that way. If it's a class of people that respond to really beefy, heavy things, then when I do the full-scale drawing demo, that drawing demo will sort of go in that direction. There's just a collective sensibility. What's really interesting about teaching a class like mine is each class in time, a couple weeks, usually 4 to 6 weeks, each class kind of gels and becomes its own unit and kind of develops its own aesthetic. The work that comes out of one class is identifiably different than the work that comes out of a different class. But I can look back and be like, oh yeah, somebody sketched something or did something or came up with a form that they liked and other people thought it was cool, so there's a whole bunch of that form in that class. It happens very much when we make skateboards. You know, we start with little sketching assignments, and then when people go full scale, students tend to see somebody do something they think is cooler than what they've done, and they will either copy it or they will modify their drawing to incorporate the elements of what they liked from the cooler drawing. That is what design is, and that is what aesthetic refinement is. Taking influence from others and putting it into your own thing, and design is so fluid that way, that if we can have it in this like little microcosm lab of my classroom in a way that can be seen, I love that. So, wait, how did I get there? Oh yeah, starting by... So today we start at zero. I show images and talk about, like, this table is made out of maple. Do you like maple? And I get a sense of who likes light wood and dark wood and what forms. And yeah, I should come away from today with a better understanding of who my first period class is. And that's huge. That is what makes teaching a class like mine so special, and what makes me feel so lucky. That if you put the work in like I do, you get to know the students on an individual basis and on a creative basis, and you get to know what their aesthetic is and what their likes are and what they respond to. You can tailor the class more towards them, and then you get a better result back from them. So they make better work because you've taught the class in a way that works for them. And it can be subtle or it can be broad. You know, I teach the same skill sets, but you can teach skills with an eye to whatever bias you want. That's fun, and I feel really privileged that I get to do that and influence people that way. I'm excited for today. Honestly, this year, I'm just excited for the school year. And I am every year, but there's something different this year. I don't know if it's the class size or just the chemistry of the kids, but like, I'm pumped. Like in years past, I've shown the slideshow and I'm like, all right, you know, today's the day we do the slideshow. But I'm genuinely curious today to see what they think of the student work and what their comments are and how they respond. That's fun for me. I have more energy this year. In the face of everything else, I feel like I have a lot to give this year. And I feel like we've had a strong start. So I'm really, really excited about that. All right, I need to run in and do this thing. I will let you know how it all goes. Should be a good day. I'll see you later. Hey, how are you? The day's done and it was great. I had it was a long day, 3 classes, each at, I don't know, 92, 95 minutes, something like that. It has a different intensity level than a normal day. Today I taught some auto body grinder techniques for shaping and texturing and making the wood look more interesting. And I think it was relevant, and it's just in keeping with my new attempt at starting each class with more of a quick skill building thing. I have to be in my lawyer's office in an hour. My rug got delivered to my house. Yeah, interestingly, 0 texts from her or the mediator today. That kind of makes me wonder, is she trying to get a judge to get me to just sign the thing? I guess it's the double-edged sword. When I hear from her, I get all sorts of weird. And when I don't hear from her, I get all sorts of weird. There's no winning this one. At lunch today, one of my favorite coworkers came in to just check and see how I was doing, and she started talking to me in front of one of my students, who is pretty intuitive and probably already suspected what was going on. But I finally was like, all right, I will talk about it in front of him because it doesn't matter. What do I have to lose? So she said something and I was like, yep, I'm getting divorced, and that's why I was so sad last spring. You know, it was just like, what else can I do but confront it head on? So now one of my students knows, and I'm sure after confirming it with one student, lots of students will know. But what else can I do? I've done the best I can at school for 6 months, up until summer break and the start of the year. So if it gets around now, I can't help it. It just is. I don't want to be gossip. I don't want people talking about me or pitying me or any of that. I come away from this day feeling like I worked hard, I did good work, I connected with people, I helped people. You know, I'm pushing it forward, and I'm proud of that. I'm excited for this year. I'm excited for the groups of students that I have. I'd say the start of school last year was harder than the start of school this year. I mean, mentally, like a year ago, that summer, I suffered, we suffered, you know, because of her broken leg. And at this point, who knows where her head was at? You know, who knows if she was suffering more last summer because she was having feelings? I don't know. My head was pretty spinny when we started school last year. I was pretty low. And then over Thanksgiving on that trip to Chile, I got happy. It all fell away and I became myself again. And I loved my life. I loved everything about my life. I was so happy. That was just the best trip because it was like finding myself again, and I thought she found herself again, and we were just happy. So from the end of November to the end of February, almost 3 months, like, I was happy. It was great. And then, you know. All right, so I'm headed down to my attorney's office to figure out what the deal is and what the moves forward are. Definitely not the funnest way to spend your afternoon, but I guess when everything is as uncertain as it is, it becomes very, very, very necessary. So that's where I'm headed, and that's the conversation we're gonna have. And we'll talk about what comes next in terms of all the legal side of getting divorced, whether I go with the mediator or whether we cancel that and go with attorneys. And I mean, mostly, I hope I get a sense of the logic people are using and whether it's good logic or skewed logic, whether I'm being steered correctly or not by the mediator and my wife. When do you spend a whole lot of years trusting one person and having their back and trusting that they have yours, and then all of a sudden they're the opponent and they don't have your back. Not only do they not have your back, they might be against you. It's a very unsettling feeling to be like, I don't know who to trust. I've never been through a divorce before. I don't know what is procedure, what's appropriate. I'm just trying to be decent in all this, and what I know from her is she hasn't been decent or kind to me, so it's hard in mediation when she's telling me something factually to be like, oh yeah, she's watching out for my best interests. She's watching out what's best for both of us. Because she isn't. That's not her. That's not what she's been in this whole thing. She's very much not been my wife since, well, probably since she left for Europe, but definitely since she got home. So I'm really unsettled, and I find mediation unsettling because I don't trust it anymore. And maybe that's just me being a cynic, and maybe today will illuminate that, but I'm having trouble trusting the process, and that sucks. So, yeah. So I'm walking to the attorney's office and simultaneously texting one of my good friends who I haven't told the story to yet. So I'm starting to tell her some of the story and deal with the aftermath of the story. But I'm still feeling positive about life in school. I just spent an hour and a half with my attorney talking about stuff and figuring stuff out. You know, my goal in all this is not to screw anyone over, but I think my kind of crappy self-esteem has me feeling like I don't deserve what I legally deserve. What's so interesting is when she tells me, you're an adult, you should be able to land on your feet. And even without prompting, my attorney will say, it's been my experience that women very often don't want to pay men, you know, when they're the high earner. It's some kind of gender thing where typically women don't feel like they should have to pay men. He said, men very often come in and they're like, all right, what do I have to pay? He said, I've never had a woman come in and be like, okay, you know, what do I have to pay? It's a very strange thing. I have to admit, I get it. You know, I feel like I should be the man. I should be fine. But the fact is, it's numbers, it's logic. If it was reversed, if I made lots of money and she didn't, it would be crappy of me to just take my money and go. I would expect to pay her whatever she deserves. In the reverse situation here, it's not like that. And I can't figure out why. If she will always love me the way she says and cares about me and loves me and all those things that she said in emails and texts since we've broken up, why doesn't she want to see me be okay? Why doesn't she want to help me? Why is she trying to take everything? I'd really like an answer to that question, because what I like about talking to my attorney is that he offers the differing perspective and 3 reasons why Watts credits won't be granted and what she has against her in terms of she still has keys to the place, she still has stuff there. There was another one that I didn't know, but basically it's that, like, she never moved out. She herself moved out, but she didn't take her stuff and go, and the stuff that is gone, I packed up and moved downstairs, but she still has stuff upstairs. It's so annoying. It's so flipping annoying. I just want human decency, you know? Okay, I guess I'll give you a quick house tour. You come in and this is the front hallway where I'm storing things. My kitchen is right here on the right. It's very nice, it's simple. Dishwasher, sink, stove, microwave, some awkward cabinets, but that'll be okay. I got a fridge. That is going to be the living room. As we pivot around, that is going to be the bedroom, right across from the kitchen. I think that's what's gonna work. Come over there, there's the restroom. This is what I'm really excited about. Got a nice washer dryer. And that's it, that's the whole place. I think I should be able to make pour paintings here. And that's it, this is going to be my life for the next year. And the more time I spend here, the more I feel okay with it. It's kind of weird, you know, like this will be it, but check out the sky from here. It's not bad. It's echoey right now. I'm gonna roll out the rug that I just got, and hopefully that improves it. I like it. I'm not comfortable yet because none of my stuff is here. I think as I start to make it mine, it'll be good. So let's see what it looks like with the rug. What do you think? All right, ready? So, before. Alright, so I took myself out to the Mexican place that's in my building and I got a regular fish taco and a smoked fish taco, and I don't know what they put the smoked fish on. I don't think it was a normal pepper. Like, it wasn't a jalapeno. Like, I don't know what it was, but it freaking burned my mouth and it burned my palate. Like, it burned and it wouldn't go away, and it burned and it burned, and I sat there and I was like, wow, jeez. damn, it burned me up good, like for a while. Like it was hard to eat other things. So now I'm wondering, like, she warned me when it came. She's like, oh, you better watch out for that. So now I'm half curious, like, what the hell made that so crazy hot? Because, Jesus, I almost kind of want to go back to the restaurant and be like, what is in that? I guess I could just drive by and pick up a menu. Because holy cheese. I mean, my nose is, ooh, good clouds. My nose is still watering, my mouth is still burned, and I'm okay with hot food. That was something else. I'm gonna go see if I can find parking and grab a menu, but oh boy, I am totally feeling the aftermath of that. Park real quick and grab a menu. I'll be right back. All right. Baja style fish, local fish, remoulade, chorizo tomato vinaigrette, chorizo, frisee, pickled serrano, purple basil. Fine. All right. So I guess I didn't read the menu carefully. The spicy smoked fish taco, local fish stuffed jalapeno, bacon, citrus soy, red mustard frill, crema, Carolina Reaper salsa. Yeah, well that would explain it. I just ate a freaking Carolina Reaper salsa. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, no. Have I ever told you what an idiot I am? Who puts a Carolina... I can't even speak. Who puts a Carolina Reaper in salsa for like public consumption? Good God. Oh, all right, they describe it here. The Carolina Reaper chili. 1.9 million Scoville. Hottest chili in the world according to Guinness World Records. Originating from the Puckerbutt Pepper Co. in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Yeah. So, I'm okay with hot foods, but Jesus Christ, I just ate a Carolina Reaper. That is why you should read the menu carefully. Because it could be a Carolina Reaper salsa. Okay, that would explain why my mouth is still on fire, my nose is still running, and So again, what'd you do last night? Oh, I went out to dinner and I didn't read the menu and I ordered a taco made with the world's hottest pepper. And I couldn't figure out why it burned the crap out of my mouth. Yeah, because I just So, that's one that I will never order again. Oh my God. All right. I feel like it should have had a bigger warning. The name of it shouldn't be Spicy Smoked Fish Taco. It should be like Carolina Reaper Fish Taco. Burn the crap out of your face fish taco. Don't order this fish taco. All right. Well, I have learned.